Hello, welcome back, Transformer TCG fans. It's been a long weekend, and buddy, in case you thought I was ignoring you or something, I wasn't. I've been trying to install. Finally, got it installed. A new dishwasher, which was just a headache for I was up till midnight working on it last night, and I finally got the electrical done today. Very maybe 2.5 inches under that blasted machine that I had room to be able to get stuff. And I can do electrical, but oh my gosh, I'm tired. Finally got it. We finally got it fully installed and in use and hooked up to the water today. So there's that. Now, I'm kind of going to go over just a handful of battle cards here. We might have one or two new ones, but I kind of mentioned it before. Battle Conference is sort of a new updated version of, now I forgot its name. The white and green pip official card that you can get draw power from, that the ATP guys they may have done something similar to this. I don't know. This is just my own, but it's basically, I'm correcting this because I got it wrong on a previous video because I didn't have it with me. Now I have this information. It's not just a white pip, it's a black pip. But again, there's no green. And if I need to make it white, I can. Battle Conference, you get to draw a card for each character in bot or body mode. Now, the original card, I think, only said bot. So I'm including body here, guys. So there's that. It is a... Golly, my brain is just shot. I still think I'm under the dishwasher. So, oh yeah, and then up next, that's Battlefield Conference, correcting that old official card in a way. Book of Primus #1 and Book of Primus #2. I've mentioned this before. They're both utilities. The Books of Primus #1 is the blue pip card that gives +1 to attack. When it's on an Autobot, it gives an Autobot +1 to defense, a Maximal +1 to attack, and a Decepticon or Predacon -1 to defense. But it would still give them the +1 to attack. So if this is like the only thing you would have in your hand and you need an upgrade to play, you could give your Decepticon or Predacon faction but +1 to attack from the utility side. But you probably wouldn't want to do that because you're going to drop down their defense to -1. There is some good in that. Let's look at Books of Primus #2 is the orange pip card. One's blue, one's orange. The Books of Primus 2 is orange with +1 to defense. It gives Autobots +1 to attack, not defense. Decepticon and Predacons +1, 2 to defense, so they're going to get +2 off of this. And Maximals -1 to attack. So where Grellenheimer, you just mentioned having -1 to defense is good. Why would that be good? Because I have been going over my Scraplet card in the wrong way. I didn't write that one down, but the way the Scraplet card works is that when you play one, you can play another. You can kind of stack them like you can like a Focus Fire or something to that effect. The only problem with Scraplets is that it does give your character +1 to attack, but only if your enemy has the defense for it to take off. If your enemy has defense of 0, your character can't get attack from that enemy, so it's no use in playing it. So think of that. If you realize, if you say you got the Books of Primus 1 and 2 in your hand, and you have a mixture of characters, Autobot, Maximal, Decepticon, whatever, and your opponent does have Scraplets, and you're like, well, oh my, let me put this on my Books of Primus #1 on my Decepticon. He now has 0 defense, so their Scraplet card is not going to give them attack, because you just dropped your defense from 1 to 0. Okay, or if you're using the best way you can use the my Scraplet cards is against something like a tank, or anybody with, or even like a bludgeon, somebody that has a lot of defense. You can take that defense off. In a sense, it's also turning that defense into attack for your character as you play the Scraplet card. But again, I stress, if it's not just going to give you, and I've probably played this incorrectly myself a time or two and didn't realize it, that you can't get the attack off a Scraplet card unless your opponent, whoever your defender is, has to have at least a defense of 1. Okay, there's that. So that's very important when concerning the Scraplet card. If your defender has 0 defense, it's useless. So, which goes into play, and I may have done this months ago on purpose, because these Scraplet, oh my gosh, the Marina War card, the Scraplet Scimitar, of whatever, I forgot its full name, but it's doing the exact same thing. It's not a very strong weapon, but it's a weapon card where if you put it, it's pretty good for 7-star Megatron. Okay, so if you put the upgrade on 7-star Megatron in bot mode, it's going to give him +1 to attack. Plus, whoever he's attacking, whatever that defense, their base defense off the actual character card, say it's 2 or it's 3. He's going up against a tank. Well, their defense is 3. Boom! You can also add 3 to attack to that as well. You play a leap into battle, you're getting +3, +3, +1, plus his 2, and then you haven't even flipped yet. So there's a lot of neat things that can kind of combo in with that, even though the ancient Scraplet Scimitar is not that strong of a weapon card, but worked in the right way in some mock games, it's really worked out pretty well. I played Buddy one time, and I had that in that deck with Bludgeon, I almost said Blowhard, Blowpipe, and 7-star Megatron all together. And I got in some good swings, but I think I lost. But I think I played them with one or two games with that set up, and both times I lost. I always lose, but I still got some good swings in. Resilience needs to be banned for good, off the table forever. Anyway, Holographic-Field projector. No, Holographic-Field. I think that's what I called it. I just sort of have it in shorthanded here. It's a white pip armor card. We've probably gone over this before, but originally I had copied it verbatim from Force Field. Originally, this has been changed. It can't be. You can't have one card be named something and another card named something else and have the exact same thing on there. My bad. So I'm like, I've got to change this. So this is now a white pip armor card that gives, boy, they're going a little fast, stealth for whatever character that has this equipped, whether they're tapped or untapped. Could I just put stealth? I've decided to write it out. While this is on a Predacon faction, reduce your total attack damage by 2. So I think this is what the ATP guys consider sturdy. If I just need to put sturdy 2 on here, I guess I could. But that's basically what this is. Reduce your, and again, it says the best part of this armor is the stealth. Is that you're going to get from it. So it has no additional defense. but it is going to help reduce your total attack when somebody tries to swing 13, 15, whatever plus attack, or does that certain crazy gimmick with Predaking, you know, and attacks for 33. Yeah, you're still going to be KO'd, but you can take 2 off the total attack damage. The Transmetal 2 driver is an orange pip, excuse me, and I've gone over this star card before, and it's got the star on it. It's not that strong of a card, and it's very idiomatic to who can actually equip this, because you can basically only put it on triple changers that are Decepticons, Maximals, Autobots, or Predacons. So only those 4 factions. No Quintessons, Uchronians, or whatever, Uchronians, whatever they're called, or Junkions, or Quintessons, or anything like that. It has to be the original 4 factions, or the original 2 factions, and the 2 that I brought into the game. Some other people brought into the game as well. But anyway, so it's orange, blue, and green. So you're going to be able to get this back on the flip. That's the star worth right there, basically. But only your beasts are going to get the orange pip on the flips. So if you're playing this in with some Maximals, Predacons, and a lot of their Transmetal modes that I created, Transmetal characters that I created, have more than 2 modes. They're almost all triple changers. Optimal Optimus has 4 modes. Okay, he officially had about 5, I think, for the toy in the show. I have the old toy, but I'm thinking for the sake, maybe he was only 4. Like for the sake of the game, in the sake of the card, I just made it. I can see the security guy right there. I wonder if he's watching me. I'm just doing a video. So that's the Transmetal 2 driver. Can only go on those 4 factions. They have to be at least a triple changer. And it's going to give them, and it's the Transmetal 2 driver already has +1 to defense, but when it's on these characters, it may not. Yeah, it's going to give them +1 to attack and +1 to defense also. I can't remember if it was a put on only on them or not, because I might as well just have +2 to attack and +1 to defense on here. Really. Which is really not bad, but leave it to them. So I might need to update this text. Great, not again. Crazed Web Cage. I don't think we've gone over this before. I could be wrong. It's a black pip action card. Play this only if you had a 12-star Decepticon leader on your team at the start of your team. So even if they're KO'd, you can still use this. But you had to at least have a 12-star Decepticon leader. And we do have some Megatrons that are 12 stars. We've got a few. And again, I'm utilizing my decounters here. You may scrap up to 4 decounters off your upgrade. So it doesn't have to be any one upgrade, but you can scrap at least 4. And when you do, you can tap a 10-star or less enemy character. Again, we have something to counter this. Oh no, you're working on tap abilities. Oh no. Yeah, what do you do? We have stuff we can counter it. Ready for action has been there since wave 1. Sorry. But Crazed Web Cage, I think, is fine. There's a lot of, again, loops and triggers that have to be dealt with here to be able to put it, have this black pip card in your deck to be able to use it. Okay? And then you can tap a 10-star less enemy. And that's something I might need to do. And I do have a picture, I hope I still have it, I hope I didn't delete it, of a character. And originally I was going to make it like a repair card, but I may have it be an untapped card, bring in another untapped card to the mix with a different star, excuse me, with a different pip color, maybe a different star count. But ready for action is a blank pip already. So we'll see. We'll look at that. In the meantime, the last card I want to go over is, I think new. I don't think I've gone over this one. We now have a total of 14 Metrik cards that I've created based on the symbols off the back of the packages from Kingdom. This one I got off of the back of, was it Rhinox? Did I see a Rhinox in the wild? I can't remember which. But it's Mammoth Strike Metrik. Again, we have another utility. It's a blank utility. This is kind of fat. I like this. It's kind of nice. Did I just say that? I guess so. I'm back. I've never... Anyway. 9-star truck. You can only put this utility on a 9-star truck or beast only. I don't remember. I didn't write on here if it had any defense or anything like that on here. Oh crap. Well, when I put it up here, you'll see it. But it's kind of strong, so I may have left it blank. And it is a blank utility because when you put it on a 9-star truck or beast character, your opponent chooses 2 upgrades to scrap and scraps them. So they don't have to be on the same character. They're not upgrades that you're wanting them to scrap. They're choosing the utility cards to scrap. Okay, so that is important. And then when you look at the official Wizards of the Coast cards, there's only 4 characters officially that can use this. With using some of the Beast War characters that I've created, you can use more than that. There's a few more, because I even checked some of the star counts of mine. My Rhinox is a 9-star, and if he's in beast mode, you can play this on him, and your opponent's going to have to scrap 2 upgrades of their choosing. Or you know, even if they just have 1, then that upgrade is definitely going. So it is a utility. I thought it was an action, but it's not. It's a utility. So that's really all I have. So now we've got a total of 4 Metrik cards. Wow. And some of those are kind of strong. Now the Quintesson version one, I brought that one down to, because it's a utility. A lot of them are utilities. I remember making the chart for them to have, you know, so many weapons, so many armors, so many utilities originally when I started those, and originally there were only like about 8 or 9 that I had. Oh wow, that I had started making those, and now we got 14. So there is that. They have grown somewhat. But we're probably not going to see many more of those symbols anymore, or whatever they mean. So we went over a lot here. I mean, went back and did some corrections with a Holographic-Field. I think that's its name. I shorthanded it. Battle Conference. The Books of Primus #1, Books of Primus #2, the Transmetal 2 Driver, the Crazed Web Cage, and the Mammoth Strike Metrik. So yeah, we went over about what 6 or 7 cards here. That's not too bad. A lot more coming. There's just more coming, I think. I'm kind of slowing down a bit. I'm getting a little burned out, but I really am getting burned out. But I'm also kind of getting into Dragon Ball, but I'm not going whole hog with Dragon Ball. In fact, whatever cards I have is what I'm going to play. And if someone plays against me and they're building these awesome decks that are just going to win every single game, then yeah, I'm going to lose every game. Because I'm not going out with Dragon Ball. I don't have the money for it. But to learn how to play the game, that's what I can do. And if I get blasted to Mars, I get blasted to Mars. But that's really all I have right now. More, yeah, if you can hear my music, that's Season 1 opening of Ranma 1/2. Oh gosh, I thought that was hilarious back then, and now people try to take that as reality. That's so wrong. Anyway, we'll see you next time. More stuff coming. I got some more characters we need to go over. I still want to go over Buddy's Hot Rod, which is an interesting character. Got to do that one. And some Cyberverse characters that I've also been done. We've already gone over Hammerbite, so we got some other characters we need to go over. And I don't know, I kind of like what I did with the Action Master, or I gave them the Action Master thing because they can't flip. The red, the robotic, I forgot what red stands for now. Those figures, I'd taken pictures of them, made them look better, put them on a background, blah blah blah, and made some interesting characters out of them. Cheetor, every time he attacks, he can put a weapon on somebody else. I remember Megatron, because they're basically strong at the first for the most part, and then get weaker as the game goes, which is sort of the opposite of sort of like Awakening cards that ATP guys have brought from Dragon Ball in with their Legend characters. So once they get down to a certain damage, you flip it over and boom, they're a whole lot stronger. And you're like, I thought that's what the upgrades were supposed to do. But so they're doing that. And these Action Master non-flipping characters are a bit of the opposite. If I remember correctly, Megatron has more defense or tough based on how many characters he has in the battlefield. You can start with one under him. It has to be, I think, 4 stars, 5 or 4 stars, low to get under him. You simply once you flip 2 blues, 2 oranges, whatever, it comes out and boom, you have even more characters on your field. And the Optimus, I think, has more bold that way, based on how many Autobots you have on the field, et cetera, et cetera. And so it was a neat way of doing things. Black Arachnia, was it Black Arachnia or RC? Transformer Prime RC. She may have had Pierce. I got to look at those again. But it's I tested one of them a little bit. I need to go back and try to test those again. They're not the newer looking versions of them that I printed out. They're before I really updated their look. But still, overall, I need to test them. Play them against each other, see what happens, get some decent decks for them. And I've just also been trying to organize all my stuff. I've got too much stuff. I've printed out a lot of stuff, a lot of errors. And I haven't really tested my KO cards. Haven't really tested my D-counter upgrades either. So if you have the chance and you would like to do this stuff, please print it out. Go to my Dropbox. Screenshot stuff up here if you want to. Try this out. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you like this, if this works, if this is fun. I made that new hoist. I made a stratagem for hoist. I think that works really well. I want to get that and play with that some, but maybe with some other Autobots, and maybe put him in with my other trucks as well and get him working. Because I do have kind of a truck deck, sort of. That's not that great, but it's fun. So with that, I've gone 24 minutes. Bing. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. I'm tired. And we'll see you next time. As always, Autobots, let's roll and transform and roll out of here.